Welcome to Miracle Network's Wednesday meditation. I'm so glad we're all here together. If you're on YouTube, don't forget to click the subscribe button below to receive updates and notifications. Today we're joined by Keith Kavanagh, who will lead us in meditation. Then we have 20 minutes of silence. After that, we open it up for sharing. We end at 10:45. Over to you, Keith.
Thank you so much, Dan. It's lovely to be back amongst the Miracle Network this morning. Let's take something to read from A Course in Miracles. Part of your mind in which truth abides is in constant communication with God, whether you are aware of it or not. It is the other part of your mind that functions in the world and obeys the world's laws. It is this part that is constantly distracted, disorganized, and highly uncertain. The part that is listening to the voice for God is calm, always at rest, and wholly certain. It is really the only part there is. The other part is a wild illusion, frantic and distraught, but with no reality of any kind. Try today not to listen to it. Try to identify with the part of your mind where stillness and peace reign forever. So it's a little bit of a bitter pill to swallow in the beginning when we understand the message of A Course in Miracles. It's telling us, listen, that voice talking to itself in your mind that you have always called me is an illusion, a wild illusion. Just listen to it. Frantic and distraught, clawing and grasping and holding grievances and fighting and resisting, trying to understand, trying to know. And it's not you. So that is the conditioned mind. It's the ego. Of course, calls it the little I, the ego, the self-concept, the separated ego. And it's a false center. And the Course meets us hopelessly misidentified, thinking the wild illusion, ranting and raving, the raucous shrieks and the sick imaginings, the churning and the bubbling, thinking that's who I am. This is me. And the message of A Course in Miracles is you're not what you think you are. You're not separate. You're not weak, like that voice would shout. Let's take another quote. It's from chapter 23. The memory of God comes to the quiet mind. It cannot come where there is conflict. For a mind at war against itself remembers not eternal gentleness. And there's two things to know about that. Eternal gentleness is God, but eternal gentleness is also what we really are. In lesson 47, we're told try to reach down into your mind to a place of real safety. You will recognize that you've reached it if you feel a sense of deep peace, however briefly. Let all the trivial things that churn and bubble on the surface of your mind and reach down below them to the kingdom of heaven. There is a place in you where there is perfect peace. There is a place in you where nothing is impossible. There is a place in you where the strength of God abides. And chapter 29, there is a place in you where this whole world has been forgotten, where no memory of sin and of illusion lingers still. There is a place in you which time has left, and echoes of eternity are heard. There is a resting place so still no sound, except a hymn to heaven, rises up to gladden God the Father and the Son. So when we identify with the conditioned mind, what the Course calls past learnings, we're dreaming. The Course tells us you dream of a separated ego and believe in a world that rests upon it. This is very real to you. You cannot undo it without changing your mind about it. What am I? Is that noise me? Or am I the stillness? Kingdom of heaven in behind the noise. So the mistake we could make is think that we need to go to war with the mind. Try to stop the thoughts, try to change the thoughts, try to rearrange the thoughts, try to not be distracted by the thoughts, push on them and pull on them. And the Course says, no, don't do that. This is a really big book on forgiveness, on the power of forgiveness to set you free. To disidentify you from the wild illusion that's pretending to be you and keeping you in bondage. So what is forgiveness? Forgiveness is still, and it quietly does nothing. It offends no aspect of reality, nor does it seek to twist it to appearances it likes. It merely looks and waits and judges not. So how many times do we fall into the trap of doing forgiveness to accomplish something? Forgiveness is still, and it quietly does nothing. It's an end to doing, an end to pushing and pulling and fighting and shifting and changing and wanting and clawing and seeking. It's an end to that. It offends no aspect of reality, nor seeks to twist it to appearances it likes. It's not trying to change one thought into another. It's not trying to change one emotion into another. It's not judging a thought or emotion and going, it shouldn't be here and I need to fight it and change it and get rid of it. It's not doing that. It's not seeking to twist anything to appearances it likes. It merely looks and waits, and it judges not. So the Course is full of this, but I kind of discovered it by accident. Um, when I had a generalized anxiety disorder, and I just did what I was told in terms of forgiveness, which was to stop fighting it, to stop trying to fix it and turn it into something I like, to do nothing. To let it be here without judging it being here, without trying to get rid of it. To be peaceful with the non-peace being here. And an 8-year-long generalized anxiety disorder was gone in a few months. And this is the practice, which has proven its mettle for me. The mind is insane, and there's lots of emotions there that haven't been healed yet. And all you're asked to do is stop. Do nothing. Stop the doing. You want to meet the madness of the mind and the turmoil of the emotions with forgiveness. That's all. And this non-opposition, this non-resistance, this non-judgment, this no agenda whatsoever is the most powerful force in the dream. So A Course in Miracles is not really a path that emphasizes meditation. It much more emphasizes practice, which doesn't mean meditation, you shouldn't do it. But I think meditation should be a practice for what our purpose is all through life. The mad mind will start up and pretend to be you. The emotions will go into turmoil. And can I meet this without an agenda, without stories about it, without fighting it, without trying to twist it to something I want? Can I just meet this with forgiveness? That's the daily practice, all day long. That's it. And the mind and the body will settle by themselves, provided you're not trying to settle them. That's forgiveness. That's what heals our mind and takes it home. So today, in our meditation, crazy, mad thoughts are going to jump up into your mind, and you're not doing them. If they were you, you would stop them so you could meditate, but you can't stop them because they're not you. So let us practice our purpose of forgiveness today. Let the thoughts come. Let the anxiety come. Let the restlessness come. And do nothing. Be still in the midst of the turmoil. Quietly do nothing. Offend no aspect of the isness of this moment, mad thoughts and emotion, nor seek to twist it to appearances you like. Whatever comes, let it be met by non-opposition, non-resistance, non-judgment. So if you'd like to ring the bell, Teresa, we'll do our meditation together.
Open your eyes and come back into the room. We have 18 minutes left for sharing your reflections and your questions. If you'd like to share, raise your hand and I'll invite you to take yourself off mute, or you can also use the reactions button hand at the bottom of the screen. Who'd like to share? Linda, and then Audrey.
Yes, I've been prompted to share, don't often. That was one of the most, no words to describe it, but I've had one of the most agonizing 2 or 3 years, and I'm 80 this year, and it's been the worst 3 years that I've ever known. But I have had Course in Miracles, and I have had God. But what you've shared today in that meditation brought me to no thinking. I I don't often share, but I am so just wanted to share that with you. And one of the things was, where did the first reading that you gave, where did that come from?
Let me double check for you. It's from lesson 49.
Some 40.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I've got to say, really.
Ah,
Just
that's beautiful, Linda.
thank you.
It's when that happens the first time, um, it's stunning because, you know, we come from drawing our sense of identity completely from thought, from the wild illusion, from the conditioned mind. And then when that stops, something is still here, but it's not what we thought.
No,
It's I liberated from all of its attachments and identifications and objects. It's pristine, clear. Um, now, now that you've had that, what you begin to experience is that's what's everywhere. That's what's everywhere. I. And that's the Son of God. You know, I'm a son of God, a son can suffer nothing, and I'm a son. It's clearly not talking about my ego because that suffers all the time. That's an expert in suffering. Um, you know, I am as God created me, not as I have made myself. So I make myself up with thoughts and go, I am this wretched thing, this lacking, needing, wanting, clawing, resisting, seeking. But all that's a dream. And when the mind stops in the stillness, reality reveals itself. Stillness is the portal. Um, but what's really important is that stillness is here even when the mind starts back up again. We just have to learn to recognize illusion. So we know what's here when thinking stops. That's true. And then the mind will start back up again, the wild illusion. But now I know it's an illusion. Now I know if I follow thoughts, I'm dreaming. I've 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 left the truth. I've abandoned the truth for dreams. So once you have that glimpse, and it only takes one glimpse, and you can never fool yourself again. There's perfect peace. There is a place in me where there's perfect peace, where the strength of God abides, where this whole world is forgotten. Once I know that, doesn't mean I won't get caught up in thoughts again, but it means I can't fool myself and go, I'm an innocent victim. No, I'm not. I don't have to get involved with this mess. Thanks so much for sharing, Linda.
Who'd like to share? Audrey.
Thank you. It's so nice to see you, and it's nice to be in a small group. I used to do group meditations all the time, and there's something very, very sweet about them. Um, there's a one of your Facebook posts talks about the half step, the useful half step of accepting everything as it is, not resisting. And that's been my practice. So when I sit in meditation, like today, I didn't get that quiet, but I kept stepping back, stepping back, stepping back, accepting that too, and that too, and that too, until I got as close as I could this morning, um, to no thought. And I don't have a goal, so that's fine. I loved it, and thank you. I could
Thanks,
listen to
Audrey.
I could listen to you read the phone book.
Um, so the importance of the first reading today, part of your mind where stillness and peace reigns forever is the only part that's true. The other part's a wild illusion, frantic and distraught, but without reality of any kind. It's very important we understand the Course is saying, listen, you are the stillness already. You're just identifying with the wild illusion as though it's you, but it's not you. So we're not trying to attain stillness. That would be a fool's errand. Right now I'm in Ireland. If I go out trying to seek Ireland, trying to travel to Ireland, that's a mess. That's not gonna go very well. Because no matter what I do, I'm walking away from where I already am. So stillness is what you are. And the noise in your mind is a wild illusion. It's not you. So all we're learning to do is let something go, not get somewhere or attain somewhere. We want to allow the mind to do whatever it wants, knowing it's an illusion. That's it. See, the stillness that you are isn't changed by the presence of thought. It's merely overlooked when you identify with thoughts as though they're you, as though they're true, as though thought world is reality and not the peace of God. So we never want to attempt to fight the mind, quieten the mind, subdue the mind, push the mind down, and we never want to try and get away from the mind. Or what we want to do is when the thoughts arise, go, that's illusion. What sees this? What knows this? What is here before the thoughts arise? What is here witness to their dance? And what's here when they fall away? Unchanged. And it's always here. At all times, I am as God created me. I can just overlook it to mix myself with dreams. So it's very important not to think you have to attain stillness or seek stillness. It's already here. All the noise is happening in the peace of God. And I just need to recognize the mind as illusion to know the peace that's already here. Thanks for sharing, Audrey.
Okay, who'd like to share? Robert, take yourself off mute.
Hi. Yeah. Um, I want to sort of say I think for the first time in the last few months or weeks, I could say it would be, I'm beginning to actually understand some of the course. It's taken me seemingly like a really long time to actually be able to hear what the course's message is. And I've been studying it I first got introduced to it, must be nearly 50 years ago. I just randomly came across some people that showed it to me. And I was at a festival and I just sort of looked at it and didn't think much of it. And about sort of 30 years ago, no, not 30, 20 years ago, I started to actually read it and try and understand it. I was fascinated by it, but never really was able to understand it. Loved some of the beautiful messages, but it's really taken me this long to actually know how simple it is. And that that opportunity to just do nothing and just wait, just knowing that I'm already there, has been well, I don't know why it's taken me so long to understand that, but I'm grateful that I'm at last beginning to get that, and I'm so grateful for that. And yeah, I just want to say thanks for being able to understand that simplicity and put it into practice and understand, you know, the depth of this teaching. And I'm most grateful for you, Keith.
Oh, thanks for sharing, Robert. And I know exactly how you feel. And in terms of when we're ready to hear this, it's a very threatening message for the ego. Because it's saying, but there's no ego. You're not what you think you are, which the ego understands as oblivion, which it is for the ego, but not for the Son of God, not for shared identity, not for the holy place where thoughts can enter, not everywhere. I think we hear the message when we're ready, and most times the readiness will come from suffering. Suffering is grace. Suffering is that which tells us there's something wrong with my experience of reality. There's something wrong with how I'm experiencing myself, how I'm experiencing thoughts, how I'm experiencing emotions, how I'm experiencing the world. Something has gone wrong. And then we're finally ready for the other way, which the Course says is remaining quiet in the midst of the turmoil you may make. And grace will take care of everything else. All the shadows get swept away by the light of non-resistance, non-opposition, non-judgment, non-agenda. Just being the stillness in the midst of the turmoil. And the turmoil will be taken care of by grace, not an ego. So suffering is what gets us to the point ultimately. But thanks for sharing, Robert.
Yeah, and I must admit, I have actually just been through I'm in the middle of I suppose you could call it a physical issue in the body that has actually taken me to a place I've never been able to. I would never have gone there willingly, obviously. But
we just need something to bring us to a point of surrender.
Wow. Well, it's certainly got that, yeah. So I'm very grateful for it.
Yeah.
I'm obviously hoping that all this, the suffering is coming to, an understanding and then a releasing. And
but drop that agenda. Your only job is to meet the suffering with forgiveness, without an agenda, to be with it, without the stories. Yeah. Cheers, Robert.
Thanks.
Okay, we've come to the end of our time together. Thank you, Keith. That was wonderful. Take yourself off mute. Show your appreciation to Keith.
Thank you, Keith.
Thank you, Keith.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you very much.
Bye,
Thank you,
everyone.
Network. Thank you.